And roughly that is how you use light painting on the Xiaomi Mi 10. But let's break it down step by step. Now, step one is you need your device that has Xiaomi's light painting mode. The Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro and the Xiaomi Mi 10T are some of the first devices that advertise this. I'm using it on my Xiaomi Mi 10, Xiaomi EU based on Android 11, but for sure the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro can do this. Now, step number two is you need to have some kind of tripod and phone holder for this. In this case, I am using an oversized Joby Gorilla Pod and a cheap phone holder attached to it. The reality is that you don't need as nice of gear as I do. It's just the gear that I have laying around. Now, the next thing on this list is a source of light. You can use flashlights, you can use special video lights like these. Basically, you need to have a consistent light source. I have these Lume cubes. No, these aren't Lume cubes. These are the Lytra cubes. And I have really cheap plastic gels that I have taped on it in green and blue. You can really pick any color that you want if you want to use colors. So the next thing that you need is a subject. It doesn't have to be a motorcycle. It could literally be a black wall and your lights, but you need to have a stationary subject that you can go ahead and then light paint with. For those wondering, this is my new bike. Should I do a video about my new motorcycle? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the next thing that you're gonna do is pretty simple. You go into the Xiaomi Mi camera app, long exposure, and then you go to light painting. And just have fun. And here we go, guys. This is our really trippy photo, but it looks pretty cool. Now, quite a few of you claim that I could do the exact same or a very similar light painting with the GCam night mode. Now, I haven't successfully been able to use GCam night mode in the same way that I'm able to use the Xiaomi light painting app, but hey, let's give this a try. So I'm just using what the GCam picker on Telegram tells me is the best GCam and XML files for my Xiaomi Mi 10. If you have some special GCam port that has light painting as a mode, you can go fuck yourself, because I have no idea where that is or how to find it. This is just the best one for my device. Let's go. But that's not astrophotography mode. Okay. Astrophotography mode activated. Okay, now let's try this. And we have 39 seconds to go. Let's go. So guys, there I have it. I tried doing a long exposure with GCam. Not really suggested trying that. Just use the built-in Xiaomi app. And let's go back to the studio, talk about this some more. Back in the studio with you guys, and I wanted to get something out of the way before I even talk about this process, which is that GCam for this, it does not work. I have tried 2 versions of GCam. I don't really care if you have a special version of GCam for your Redmi Note 5 Pro running Lineage OS 22, that works. I make these videos for a broad audience, and for most people, GCam and the long exposure mode with night mode it does not work. Whereas everyone that has Xiaomi EU or has a new version of MIUI that has these long exposure modes has access to this, and it works pretty much flawlessly. Now, with that out of the way, there's a couple of things that you need to keep in mind if you want to use this long exposure mode with your Xiaomi device. The first one is that if you're trying to highlight a specific subject, in my case a motorcycle, that subject needs to have a fair amount of ambient light already. Even though you're taking a longer exposure, the camera just kind of freezes that one image that it takes without utilizing the tripod. So even though you have a tripod, you're not truly getting a long exposure mode. You're getting one shorter exposure and then essentially a composite video of all of the light painting that you do over that. It uses machine learning as well as AI to find the source of light and simply kind of expose for that and then lay it on top of each other. And in that sense, it's really, really cool that you can do that. That being said, you need to have a fair amount of ambient light for that subject. If you just want to use a dark wall, or you're trying to do it without any other type of focus on a subject like I did, then it just works, and it works really, really well. Now, I tried a couple of times using a long exposure on the Xiaomi device, and that also worked pretty well. That said, you're gonna want to use the ultra wide camera for this because that camera is actually worse in low light, and thus you have more time to create that long exposure since it's not using AI. If you want me to do a dedicated video about using the manual camera controls on your Xiaomi device to do light painting outside of the app, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out a GCam video, check this video out right here. If you guys want to check out a podcast I recently did about tons of different tech, go ahead, click or tap that video right here. And as always, subscribe and peace.